Hi everyone, my name's Christy, and for this week's discussion post on learners and learning, I'll be reflecting on how instructional grouping can support differentiation to meet the needs of diverse learners. The Common Core standard that I chose to focus on is Common Core State Standard ELA Literacy RL 8.3, which focuses on analyzing how dialogue or incidents in a story reveal characters and drive the plot. I've chosen this standard because it connects well with middle school English language arts and gives room for multiple ways for students to engage with learning literacy elements. Let's imagine I'm teaching an 8th grade lesson on literary elements such as plot, characterization, and resolution. In this class, I have students with varying abilities, including English learners and students with attention challenges who seem disengaged when reading traditional text. To address this, I would use instructional grouping strategies such as interest-based grouping, where students choose characters or stories that they connect with personally, heterogeneous cooperative groups, where I would pair English learners with native speakers to encourage language development and peer support. And finally, I would also use Think, Pair, Share to allow students to organize their thoughts individually and discuss before sharing with the whole class. I would also use flexible progress monitoring groups based on formative assessments that allow students to move between groups as their skills develop. These strategies align with the framework of differentiated instruction, which, as noted in the course reading, is an approach whereby teachers adjust their curriculum and instruction to maximize the learning of all students, including English learners, struggling students, and gifted students. By using grouping strategically, I can create learning experiences that honor students' readiness levels, interests, and learning profiles. For example, by grouping by interest, I can increase motivation because students are more likely to engage deeply when working with material that they find personally meaningful. Ability and progress monitoring groups allow me to target specific needs, such as comprehension or vocabulary, and cooperative learning fosters communication, social connection, which is vital for engagement. This approach connects directly to Vygotsky's social constructivist theory, which emphasizes that learning occurs through social interaction and that students develop understanding within their zone of proximal development. By designing flexible, collaborative groups, I'm scaffolding instruction so students can learn from one another and gradually take on more challenging tasks. In my own experience, when I implemented small cooperative groups for analyzing a novel, I noticed that students became far less distracted and far more invested in discussion. One English learner who was usually quiet became more of the active participants when paired with peers who supported and validated their ideas. It reminded me that learning is a social process and that the way we structure interaction can determine how successful and inclusive our classrooms can become. In summary, grouping students by interest, ability, and progress not only supports differentiation, but also ensures that all learners, regardless of their background or readiness, have access to meaningful, engaging instruction. As the research shows, students with learning disabilities receive more benefits from differentiated instruction than their grade level peers. This reinforces that effective differentiation doesn't just help struggling learners, it elevates learning for all individuals. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to hearing how others are using instructional grouping to enhance differentiation in their classroom. Thanks again. Looking forward to your feedback and to interacting more with my peers in this class.